Oh my god, everyone, that was an awesome game.
Well, I'm not so sure it was an awesome game. It was kind of ugly. A lot of fights, a lot of stupid goals, a lot of giving up the puck when it shouldn't have been happening. But it was definitely an entertaining game, I will give it that.
What's going on with your...
What do you mean? It zoomed out, that's all. The car is facing that way. Hold on. If I type in... Somebody's having a party out there. Good.
...23 minutes.
Yep. So could you sign both, please?
Yes, I will.
Appreciate it, thank you.
There's the first one.
Yeah.
There's the second.
Very good, I appreciate
And
it.
there's the pen.
Nice. All right.
So, highlight of the game.
Well, as I said, I think the highlight of the game was when that guy was lying in the crease for like 20 seconds and the other guy pulled him out by his shirt tail.
Yeah, you want to tell what happened when
Well, I
you
just
saw
did.
that?
Well, I was laughing. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, the worst part of the game was the second round.
Well, the second period was not fun because they gave up a lead, but they got it back in short order, that's for sure. Yeah.
Can you tell in my voice it's starting to become low?
Yeah, and your hands are probably hurting too. I gotta be careful because people are walking into this. This is not the best designed
Arena?
Well, the parking area here is not super great because it's a very narrow passageway here and people are walking one way and driving out the other.
Here, we can turn that one off.
And you had a good idea to turn those lights on. All right. These guys aren't happy. They're Sioux fans.
The Greyhound fans?
Yeah, a couple of Greyhounds fans were just walking by our car. And now it's time to wait.
We are waiting.
What's that from?
No, I just came up with it.
Oh, okay.
Because it's our favorite pastime, traffic.
Yeah. Well, the line is moving, but it's not that long of a line.
I like to move it. I like to move it.
Yeah, too bad we already did that one.
Too bad you didn't get a video of me dancing.
Well, I was looking to see if it would come up on the camera there. You have to really they're mostly gonna get kids there.
They're not going to get 31-year-olds doing it.
No, I guess not.
And we actually had the best view.
Yeah, we had a pretty good view. I'm very impressed.
The only issue I had was how high we had to go. Because I was really nervous on those tiny stairs.
Mm-hmm.
That was definitely an adventure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was.
We're definitely going to do this again.
Do you want to do it again this year, or?
No, let's save it for next year.
All right, they have to get into the playoffs in that case. Yeah, see, it's not a ton of traffic, but there's some. I'm gonna go this way. This looks a little less crowded.
6-7.
Yeah, well, we didn't get to 6-7. It was a bit more lopsided than that, but it was looking like that for a little while.
But 8-5.
Yeah, I guess so. That's a pretty convincing victory.
That was a big speed bump.
Yep, it was.
Oh, there were so many dead even portions of the game,
Yeah, it was a pretty intense game in a lot of parts.
and the physical fights. Oh
Yeah.
my word!
Yeah, it was a pretty I knew they were gonna have some kind of breakdown. I thought they were actually gonna drop the gloves. Like the one guy was doing this at the end. Like, come on, that was a good ending to the game.
I think the guy that ended up in the crease was funny.
They threw like 3 Sioux players off the ice. Like Kitchener took a bunch of penalties, but they were literally throwing Sioux guys off the ice. They would leave, and the people would cheer. Did you see that?
Yes.
Because friends, the police,
Because the Greyhounds were instigating all the fights.
They sure were. It was a bold strategy, but it did not pay off for them.
Oh, great. A humongous line.
Yeah, well, it's not that humongous.
Yeah, once you enter a hockey game, you can't leave to have a cigarette.
Nope. So people were smoking up and doing all kinds of stuff out there, I guess.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how epic was the game?
Oh, it was definitely a 10. I mean, it's not the kind of hockey where it doesn't look... It's not very professional, but I guess that's not what you're paying for.
So this was your first ever hockey game?
No, it wasn't my first ever hockey game. I've been to plenty of Leafs games when I was younger, and I've been to a few Montreal Canadiens games because my dad, as I told you, was a Canadiens fan. When we go to Montreal, he would take me to the Forum.
And speaking of playoffs,
yeah, I know.
Montreal has made it into the playoffs.
They sure have. And the Leafs are not going to make it into the playoffs because they are terrible.
Very terrible.
Yeah, especially terrible this year. I was in Toronto working a shift, and a guy from Quebec came, and I was like, "Oh, you don't want to go see the Leafs play, sir. You want to see the Blue Jays play. Otherwise, you'll have a very bad impression of Toronto." He was a friendly guy from Montreal. Like they have a bunch of places around Montreal. He was asking,
"Hey, Liebline, whip it out."
Oh yeah, that's great. Don't remind me of that. That was not fun.
What was the worst part about being at that camp besides the kids?
The kids were the worst part for sure. Well, no, the counselors thought it was hilarious too. I don't know if I told you that.
I don't think you did.
Well, the counselors got wind of the fact that everyone was making fun of me, and then they started joining in too a little bit. They shouldn't have done that, but they did. That's why I don't like camp.
And you let your parents know that you would never go back to that camp again?
I did, and I did not go back to camp again. I was like, screw this.
What was the best part about being at that camp?
Well, for a while, they thought I was this funny kid who came up with stuff, and then they kind of just turned on me. And I tried to get along with them and whatever. Stupid kids.
What's the best and worst part about living in Kitchener?
The best part of living in Kitchener is that there is not anywhere near as much traffic as there is in Toronto, which you have experienced both places, and you know that I am right about that.
Yes.
That's the best part. The worst part is that after a certain point in time during the evening, everything closes. I still cannot get over the fact that they close malls at 6 p.m. on a weekend in this city. It does not make sense.
Okay, what was the best and worst part about living in Toronto?
The best part of living in Toronto is that it's a big city. You can explore it and find pretty much everything. It's a bit of a boring city as cities go. And it's kind of slow and hard to get around, but it's a big city and there's lots of different things to see and experience. The worst part of Toronto has always been the traffic. It's a terribly managed city as far as like traffic and infrastructure.
Okay. When you were growing up in Montreal, what was the best and worst parts?
I never grew up in Montreal. I never actually experienced a lot of Montreal. Because once we went to my grandparents' place in a place called Côte Saint-Luc, which is one of the many different suburbs of Montreal, we barely left. I always liked visiting my grandparents. It was fun when I was a little kid, but when I got to be an adult, and I wrote this in when my grandmother died last year, I told you about that.
Yes.
I wrote an article about her. You want to read it?
I'm okay.
Okay, I wrote an article about her and how I told everyone, I love to go see my grandmother, and it was such a great time to see her. And then when I got older, I kind of started getting sick of the whole thing, and I wanted to explore the actual city. So the last time I visited her, I had my buddy Graham when he was living in Montreal. He's not living there anymore. But he was living down near the old port. You ever been to Montreal?
No.
Okay, so the Montreal has the old port where all the ships come in. Because as you know, Montreal is a city that is on an island. You didn't know that, right?
No, I did not.
Well, Montreal is on an island. Kind of like New York in that way. You know that New York City is also on an island, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That is slowly sinking because of all the skyscrapers.
I don't know if it's... I actually don't know about that. I've never heard about that. I think that might be an urban legend.
Well, Venice in Italy is slowly sinking.
I mean, it's been like that. I've been to Venice, and, it looks like it's doing pretty good. The canals are part of the charm there. They have lots of bridges and stuff.
Okay, so what was the best and worst part about going to Venice?
Well, the best part of going to Venice was definitely the food. The worst part was, it is a pretty swampy city, so you have to be very careful. The swamps are not, the water is not clean. The canals are nice, but it's almost like you think you're back in the 15th century. Everybody's wearing those plague doctor masks. You ever seen one of those?
Yes.
Okay.
Those are creepy.
They are creepy, but that was what they wore back then instead of the COVID masks. What would you rather wear?
Neither.
Okay.
I hated wearing masks during COVID.
I wasn't a fan either. I would wear mine too much, and I would be told to change it. And I was like, all right, sure. Get this cheap cloth mask that I can still breathe through. Walking around with their noses sticking out of the COVID mask. I was like, dude, what's the point?
Okay, so how about this? What was the best and worst part about the pandemic?
Well, you know that I worked all the way through the pandemic, right?
Yes.
I had some days off, obviously. But I was still working because I'm an essential worker. Yeah, I did not the best part of the pandemic was the gas prices. Gas was at 50 cents a liter. And I remember driving to work, and I was scared I was going to get stopped by a cop. I was like, okay, I've got my pass here in case they stop me. No one stopped me. I drove all the way up to Hanover. I looked, and I couldn't believe it. The gas was 50 cents a liter.
Wow.
Yeah, that's less than a third of what it is now.
Yeah, today's gas prices is abysmal, thanks to one person in particular, Donald Trump.
Well, it's because of him, but also because of the people in Iran who are choked. You know what they did? They're so stupid. They mined that Strait of Hormuz. Now they can't get the mines out. That was stupid of them. They're not much. The people who are running Iran are not much better than Trump, I've got to say.
And Trump did the ceasefire, but that blew up.
Well, it didn't. That was never going to work anyway. Everybody needed a bit of a break because the Iranian government was getting the crap kicked out of it too pretty good.
Okay, how about this? What's the best and worst part about Donald Trump?
I didn't get to tell you the worst part of COVID.
Oh, okay.
The worst part of COVID was when Devin got sick with COVID.
Oh, yeah.
She's better now, but she's still not 100% over it. It's getting better slowly.
Okay, so best and worst part about Donald Trump. First term and second term.
Okay, well, the first term is he did say a few genuinely funny things. Have you ever heard someone say many such cases?
No.
Okay. Everybody says fake news now. The guy does say things that people pick up on and use. It's not good. The worst part was probably, the January 6th came after he lost the election, so technically it's not his first term. The worst part of the first term was probably when he backed that guy, Roy Moore in Alabama. Remember him?
No.
Okay, that was the first part of there was some weird stuff with he signed this girl's yearbook in a weird way. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Very sexual?
Kind of.
Oh my god.
I know there was a lot of no, sorry. The first part was they started deporting people and putting them in cages. That's when that started. That was definitely the worst part. Sorry, I forgot about that for a second. I don't know if there's been a good part of the second Trump administration. It's been a lot worse. It makes his first term look good. think long and hard about what's the worst and what's the best, because everything is bad.
Okay, what was the least bad and the most bad?
Of Trump, too?
Yes.
So far? The least bad is probably the fact that people were doing the Trump dance that we did, because that is a genuinely silly dance to do. The most bad was probably, the war that he's in now. Because the big thing that he was saying, and of course you can't trust the... I think the Canada stuff is overblown. I think he understands that, like, he's not going to go to war with Canada the way he's going to war with Iran.
Yeah, he backed out on saying Canada's the 51st state.
Yeah, for now. But that's because he's got bigger problems.
Thank you for your attention on this matter.
Have you ever seen Johnny Depp do Donald Trump? He does a pretty good impression of him.
No. Too bad the camera didn't spot us in the crowd.
Yeah, well, he didn't. That's what I was saying. Do the twerking. If you had done the twerking, they would have gone after. They would have shown you.
That would have been really embarrassing.
Yeah, I know. You had to go full embarrassment. I was saying, go full embarrassment. And I was like, no. You have to really work to compete with, like, cute kids waving their hands.
You should have went full embarrassment.
Why should I have gone full embarrassment? You weren't. It would have worked if we had both done it, but we didn't plan that.
The next time we do the Rangers game, we're committing to the twerking.
Okay, we're going to have to figure out what embarrassment we're doing. Is it going to be the twerking?
Yes.
Okay, twerking it is. Next time, if we're both, when they spring out the dance cam, it's twerking time.
Or it's Morbin time.
What's the Morbin time dance? They can't do the Matt Smith dance standing in those chairs. You have to think about your environment when you're doing a dance. Right?
Yes, and those chairs were so uncomfortable.
The chairs are not going to be more comfortable next year. It's probably going to be the same place or like another place in one of those upper seats.
Let me see what my battery percentage is at.
You're fine.
25.
You're going to be home in 12 minutes. There's not a lot of traffic at this time of night. At least not around here. We're not going driving back to the Odd. They're probably still getting out of there over there.
And we're not going to Toronto.
No, we're certainly not going to Toronto, even though now at this time of night there's not very bad traffic in Toronto unless there's an accident.
Oh, by the way, how was your Passover?
It was all right.
Glad it's done?
Yeah.
What was your fast food of choice after Passover?
Okay. Well, it was kind of rough because when I got out of the store in Toronto, I told you at a store in Toronto. I was working there till 10. Passover ended at 8:36. So I wanted to get something to eat and go home, but I ended up having to walk back to my car, and I had to go to the bathroom. So by the time I found an actual bathroom and put all my stuff in the car, I wanted to go and get myself some pizza or shawarma, but I had to wait until the next morning. So I ended up breaking the fast with some shawarma from Mosey's, which was a pretty good thing to break the fast with. But I still haven't had any sushi or the stuff that I really like.
And we're not doing Burger King anymore.
We're not doing Burger King.
That goes for Kitchener too.
Yep, sorry Burger King, but your rebrand is a failure.
Harvey's on the other hand and McDonald's are top tier.
That's right. I'm still gonna get those salmon meals from the Greek place in the mall because I really like those. In fact, I would rank the salmon meal above McDonald's and Harvey's. That's just my particular ranking.
What's your takes on Mr. Sub?
I like Mr. Sub, but I like Jersey Mike's and
Subway.
No, Subway. I'm only gonna have. Now that I've tried Firehouse, we see a Firehouse over there, and you got a Jersey Mike's someplace in it, on this road.
Yes.
So Jersey Mike's is at the top of the list, then Firehouse, then Mr. Sub, and then finally Subway. Subway is what I'm going to take if there's nothing else. Like if I go to a place called Hanover. Hanover only has I only get a tuna sub. I don't like meat subs.
Fit for less. Never going there.
Nope.
That just brings back bad memories of the
showers that don't work.
Yes. Yeah, the funniest...
The poke bowls from that place are pretty good in there.
The funniest moment of the Kitchener Planet Fitness was the showers breaking down and a worker was hosing the people in the showers. That was pretty funny.
Really? I don't remember that part.
It was when you went to the car.
Okay, so I guess I never saw it. Yep, there's Jersey Mike's. Yeah, Jersey Mike's subs are really, really good. The bread is excellent. And they put like a bunch of olive oil and spices on the sub so they make it taste like a real Italian sub. I really like.
And there's Chick-fil-A. You should have got your chicken sandwich.
Well, I still can. I'll present the tickets.
Save my chicken sandwich for the next time I come.
Well, I don't know. I don't think that we can do that. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. You should have both of them.
All right. I know you're not a big fan of Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, it was not good. Yeah, we went to Chick-fil-A and it was not a good experience because we had to sit through the worst Captain America movie.
I guess so. I don't think the movie had really ruined the sandwich. I just think the sandwich was average. It wasn't as good as it was built up to be.
The only good part about Brave New World was the battle with Red Hulk.
Yeah, that was cool.
The worst part was all the boring scenes of all the talking.
Yeah, too much talking, and that's the problem with Daredevil. There's too much talking. Yep. The Kingpin does a lot of talking. Bullseye does a lot of talking. Daredevil and Karen Page do a lot of talking.
Oh, and Darth Maul.
No, Darth Maul is pretty good. Like it's really weird for me to hear Darth Maul talk, because have you ever seen the Phantom Menace?
No, I have not.
He does not talk in the Phantom Menace. He doesn't say a word, and he's very effective. But for some reason now he's just like, okay. So apparently what happened is after Obi-Wan Kenobi cut him in half, he somehow survived. Because in Star Wars, you know, you can be like cut in half and get your arms chopped off and just get like a prosthetic limb and you're cool, right? Because you know, Luke has a robot hand, right?
Yes.
And Anakin Skywalker got slashed up pretty good, and he got turned into Darth Vader, but he's still walking around.
Does Darth Vader show up?
No. I don't know. That would not happen because there's a lot of time that passes between because okay, I think that Maul is taking place in between or just after. No, it's after Revenge of the Sith, and then there's like 20 years that pass in between or more. I don't know exactly how. I have to look up how many years pass between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope, because everyone's much older at that point, right?
Yes.
So I don't know.
Oh, my voice is starting to get deep.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to Maul in between those periods. Like, this is his story, because he ended up, like, after he got cut in half, Darth Sidious, a.k.a. Count Dooku, was like, yeah, you suck, you're bad, because, you know, I guess you got beaten by Obi-Wan Kenobi, so forget it. But wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense. Wait a second. Sidious got killed in Revenge of the Sith, and they're talking about bringing the Empire back. I just thought about that. That doesn't make any sense, because the Empire only really started showing up... What? That doesn't make sense. It wasn't the Empire yet. It was the Empire after the Emperor took over. But Sidious got killed before the Emperor took over. Now I'm really confused.
Even more confused on what happened to Josh Gad?
Yeah. I don't know if we're ever going to see, like, Marvel Universe Josh Gad again. Josh Gad has been disappeared in the Marvel Universe. That's the thing that happened. He went into Doorman and he never came out. He literally went into the guy. The guy is a living door. Right? You go in him and he comes out someplace else. That's the thing that goes on. That went on in the Marvel Universe.
Just imagine if the Kitchener Rangers broke out in Jack Black's Lava Chicken. That would have been hilarious.
What, you mean singing?
Yeah.
How are they all going to sing? They're not there to sing. They're there to play hockey or whatever that could have been called. That was sort of like hockey, but
Yeah.
it was an approximation of hockey what they were playing.
And keep me updated on Meet the Spartans.
All right. I'll let you know what I think. It's probably I kind of know what now that I realize that it's from the same guy who's the Date movie. I'm kind of like, okay, it's just going to be a bunch of like random jokes thrown together. So it's not going to make a lot of sense. It's not going to be very funny, but it's probably not going to be that bad. I'm probably going to forget about it as soon as it's done. I actually saw a Date movie, and I remember like a few things. It's just very random.
Did you see a superhero movie?
No.
That has Drake Bell.
Okay. Who's that? Is he the guy from Drake and Josh?
Yes.
What happened to that guy anyway?
He was actually on The Masked Singer.
Okay. Good for him, I guess. Who cares?
What's your takes on Drake Bell and Josh Peck?
Are they Drake and Josh?
Yes.
I never saw any of their shows.
And I know you didn't. And I know you never saw Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
No, I never saw any of the Disney Channel shows. I never saw Hannah Montana. I never saw
That's So Raven.
That's So Raven. I never saw Wizards of Waverly Place or whatever. Is that another one of them?
Yes.
Okay. I never saw, Step the Children where it was Jafar's daughter or something and, Ursula's son or whatever.
The Descendants.
That's it. Thank you. I forgot completely about that. I just kind of knew that existed. I didn't see Corey in the House. All right. I never saw... Which one had Selena Gomez in it?
That's Wizards.
Oh, okay. Wait, she was on Wizards of Waverly Place. Okay. What else was there? Was Justin Bieber on one of those shows?
No.
Okay. So he was never a Disney kid. Was Christina Aguilera on one of those shows?
I don't think so.
I have a feeling I have a feeling that Justin Timberlake and Britney Spears had something to do with Disney at some point. I don't remember this stuff. Was Christina Aguilera on one of those shows?
Did you ever see Phineas and Ferb?
No, I've never seen an episode of Phineas and Ferb. Although for some reason I have seen the song where Candace and Dr. Doofenshmirtz's daughter are singing about getting busted. I was like, that's kind of catchy.
Yeah, Candace also did There's Squirrels in My Pants, too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another embarrassment we can add to the list.
Squirrels in My Pants? Okay, I'll look it up. Sorry.
It's okay, Josh. I know you're gonna crash when you get home.
Yeah, I do.
So the plan for our next visit, everyone, is the Cambridge Y.
Okay. That's a good idea. That's a good plan.
We will do the Kitchener Y when Josh has more time.
Yeah. Well, and I'll also have a talk with Nostra and hopefully figure out what's going on with this situation.
Yes. Keep me updated.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, light can come off now.
Yep, we're almost home and you still have power for your phone, but
20%.
yeah, you're good. Excuse me.
What time do you have to wake up tomorrow morning?
Not before 8. I don't have to do my run today. Is this guy gonna go ahead like I'm letting him, or are you gonna sit there?
Since I got the scare in.
I'm not doing a scare, I'm sorry.
Okay, the next visit.
Maybe. I'm not gonna do a scare because it's just gonna go back and forth.
No, it's not. I
Yes,
promise.
it is.
I promise it's not going to go back and forth.
We still have time for it to do back and forth.
No, Josh, I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to escalate.
Okay. Come on. it. Do you have all your stuff?
I just have my phone.
Okay, so take it.
Do you have my wallet?
I do have your wallet. Hold on, let me get it for you. Yeah. Okay. Here's your wallet. Ah! There. Now you can't retaliate.
And you got it on video.
Yeah, I did. And I'm turning